So the Miami Heat come back to beat the Lakers in Summer League, and Bronny James is someone that we don't care about. You know ESPN is going to break into wall-to-wall coverage, covering his 3 points he scored and the couple of possessions of good defense. But you know who ESPN is not going to talk about? The best player that I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes, Keshad Johnson. When that boy sneezes, heat culture comes out. When he gets a cut on his arm, he oozes heat culture. When that boy sweats, he expels droplets of heat culture. You know who else ESPN is not going to talk about? Alondes Williams, who is the shiftiest point guard in the entire league. He is Kyrie Irving with a headband. Did you see the moves that boy put on today? The Miami Heat today, no Pallel Larson, no Khalil Ware, no amazing Spider-Man. But we have enough. That mantra extends from the main team all the way down to the Summer League team. As the Heat come back from down like 8 in the final minutes of the game, finish the game on a 12-0 run to come away with a victory versus Dalton Connect and Bronny James and the LA Lakers. Dalton Connect, who wanted him? I did. I really wanted Dalton Connect. And I felt like he was fine today, by the way, just to give him his credit. And then it's all Heat from here on out because there was a lots of great things. Dalton Connect today finished with 20 points. Yeah, he was okay. He didn't shoot efficient. But anyways, this was a super fun game to watch for the Miami Heat. Obviously, coming into it, we saw the starting lineup. No Isaiah Stevens either. He's a guy that's been playing really well at the point guard position. But we saw your sort of main guys were out. Your draft picks were out. Spider-Man was out. And the main thing I said that I want to see today is I want to see Keshad Johnson. I want to see Zion Pooling also. And I want to see Alondes Williams. Those are the main guys that you're looking to see. And boy, oh boy, did they deliver today. Now, the Heat, it was a close first half. Lakers went on a big run to start the third quarter, got up double digits, but then the Heat went on absolute fire and turned on the clamps in that fourth quarter to come back for the win. And the story of the game, the leaders of the night, that was Keshad Johnson and Alondes Williams, who both finished with 21 points apiece. Actually, they both finished with 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. Both of them. And that's exactly something that you wanted to see today. I think I'll go through the box score and talk about all these guys here. And I want to start with Keshad Johnson because if y'all have been watching this channel, you know that is a guy I have been a huge fan of ever since they signed him. I did my research because I wasn't familiar with him, and immediately I said, that's the guy that I'm going to pick this year. That's the guy that I believe in. I said, buy all the Keshad Johnson stock. Y'all could check the video I posted. Y'all could check the series of tweets that I've posted over the last month. I said, that is my guy. I said, he's PJ Tucker with Derrick Jones Jr. athleticism. And boy, oh boy, was that on display tonight for the kid. I mean, where do we start? He had some sensational blocks today. There was one, he missed a three-pointer, and instead of pouting like a lot of guys might do, he sprinted his ass back on defense, covered a ton of ground, and just got an absolutely beautiful chase down block. He was also out there hitting dribble pull-up mid-ranges. He hit a three-pointer today. He was all over the place and really showed that there's nothing that he cannot do. Finished the night, like we said, with 21 points, but on his shooting tonight, he was 8 of 14, so very, very efficient for him, and just incredible stuff from him today. 3 offensive rebounds again. That's something we've seen throughout Summer League. One of them to like a nasty putback dunk that he had, just screaming all over the place. Ton of energy for him. You had his whole family there because he grew up in California, so you had his whole family there cheering him on, and it was just amazingly beautiful stuff from Keshad Johnson. You got to see some of the athleticism today too. Finally had a nasty reverse dunk. So these are the plays that Heat fans get to be excited about, getting finally some athleticism onto the team. And man, Keshad Johnson, this is the start of great things to come. You can see how much he wants this, how much he cares. In his post-game interview, they said, why do you think you fit here? And he said, I think I have the Heat culture. And that is not debatable after tonight. What a performance from him. Really looking forward to seeing what he could do the rest of the season. You know, and as the season goes on and these contracts become pro-rated, I think he gets an official spot on the team. I really do. They can't do that right now because it would put him over the second apron. But, you know, later in the season when his limits on games allowed to play runs out, because as a two-way guy, he's not allowed to play all 82. So when that limit comes out, starts to run out, I do think we could see this guy get an official spot on this roster going into the playoffs because it's very clear that he's ready to play right now. I also kind of want to talk about Alondes Williams, who didn't have the best start to Summer League. First game was 0 for 9. The next game, he was okay, but didn't really show out as much as you had hoped because he's the Summer League vet, right? He's been the guy who's been in the G League for a couple years now, was on the Summer League last year. So he's the guy you wanted to see set himself apart from the rest. And that is what he did tonight. I will say the shot selection for Alondes is a little bit wild. Tonight, he finished 9 of 23 from the field. So that 39% is not great, but it's the difficulty of these shots that he's hitting that is truly very impressive. And I think that if he gets more comfortable and kind of knows when to attack and when to not, I think that's really when he could find himself being an actual rotation player in this league because he certainly has the skill. His pull-up, shot ability, his handle to get to the rim is incredible. Had a couple great moves tonight. One in the fast break, went coast to coast. Another one did like this, between the legs or something, spin move around his defender, crafty finish. You know who that really reminds me of? Seriously, it reminds me of Terry Rozier. Just the shiftiness with the dribble and able to get to the rim at will with that craftiness. It really reminds me of Terry Rozier. Now, Rozier is a better, three-point shooter, jump shot, or a jump shooter overall, I guess. Alondes did hit 3 threes today. That's not necessarily his game, but obviously he is improving in that regard. And if he can continue to become reliable from beyond the arc, we know he can get to the rim. Just learn when to be aggressive and use that crazy handle and when to be more relaxed, more of a point guard. That is when I think we could officially see him be like a real part of maybe this NBA team, maybe with the Miami Heat, maybe elsewhere. But I certainly think he has the talent to be an NBA player. What else we got? Zion Poulin is kind of the guy that I thought was the more ready now point guard. Isaiah Stevens has made some nice plays on point guard as well, but Poulin is kind of the guy that we all expected. Obviously, he was a great passer in college, a high turnover, low mistake kind of guy, and I think we saw a lot of that tonight. 10 points for him and 3 rebounds, only 2 assists, but I did notice he was making a lot of nice reads out there, and for one reason or another, it didn't necessarily lead to an assist. But what I mean is a couple times he would throw a nice pass, and the receiver would pull a Kadarius Toney, like Mahomes throwing a dime, and then the receiver bobbling the ball. We saw that a couple times today with Poulin, but they were excellent passes. We saw Zion Poulin know when to attack, know when to slow down, and I really feel like he controlled the pace of the game very, very well. Hit a couple nice mid-range shots today too, got to the rim. So scoring-wise, I think he's also capable, but I do like what he brings from sort of that point guard, true facilitator perspective as well. The next guy that I want to kind of give some love to here is this Daniels kid. I think his name was Caleb Daniels. He only played 21 minutes tonight, 9 points for him, 3 of 6 shooting. But defensively, that is someone who really impressed me. Drew a charge today. And anytime a guy draws a charge in Summer League for the Heat, that's going to get the eyes of this front office. Had a nasty block, had a great steal later, and just barely missed a dunk to really seal the game. Would have put the Heat up 2 possessions there. But he's a guy that looks like Heat culture himself. So that's a guy that I kind of want y'all to keep an eye on too going forward, because if you didn't get to see today's game or wasn't paying too close attention to Caleb Daniels, that's a guy that looks like could be a real player in this league. Especially, at least take Drew Smith's two-way spot. No shade to Drew Smith, but even Barry Jackson was on Twitter saying he doesn't understand the Drew Smith signing. So if Barry Jackson is saying that, then there has to be some sort of credence to that there. But what else we got from the guys today? Shout out to Josh Christopher, a guy that a lot of people were hoping would have a big summer league because he does have some experience in this league, played like 130 games, really decent shooter at points, and this is definitely his best game in the summer league. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, had a couple nasty, breakaway dunks where he was intercepting passing lanes, so he really showed his own defensively as well. I love what I saw from Josh Christopher today. You also had, who else did something today? I guess that's really too much for the Heat. It was cool seeing the Butler Jr. kid, Caron Butler's son, get some run today, and it was just cool to see because you had Bronny James. I joke about Bronny James and stuff because, well, I am being serious. ESPN gives that kid way too much coverage, and I do feel bad for him because it puts a lot of unnecessary pressure on Bronny, and I can only imagine that makes his job that much harder. But it comes with the territory, I guess. And I do wish the best for Bronny James. Obviously, he didn't do anything to deserve this exorbitant amount of coverage. Seems like a great kid by all intents and purposes, and really was solid defensively today. Obviously, he just needs to work on maybe getting a little bit stronger, working on his offensive game a little bit. But I do wish the best for him. And if we do get to see some of him and LeBron on the court at the same time, I think that'll be pretty neat. And yeah, that's pretty much it from the Lakers side of things. Y'all know I still like Dalton Connect, but Khalil Ware looks like he has been looks like the right pick so far through a couple of games, I will say. But I think that's pretty much all I want to say about this game. I'm sure I'm certainly missing a lot of stuff that happened because it really was an exciting game where just, where everyone sort of played great and had these sort of special moments. So I'll try to find some of the clips on Twitter and put them in here as well. Hopefully they have most of them. And hopefully I don't get demonetized because that's been happening when I show these highlights. Like, isn't that fair use? Do y'all know how fair use works? Like, I don't understand the law, so, let me know down below. The only other Summer League little bit of piece of news we got is Jaime Jaquez is actually joining the team in the Vegas Summer League. I think Ira said he's going to play like 2 games, which is hilarious because Jaime Jaquez was just practicing with LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry for Team USA. He was on the select team, the practice squad team. So now he's going to go from playing against those guys to playing against Summer League guys. I expect to see a couple of 40 pieces, and I expect to see some of the footwork, because y'all know I got a foot fetish for the footwork of Jaime Jaquez Jr. Anyways, looking forward to seeing that. I don't know when the hell the next game is. Can I check real quick? Would that take too long to do live here? If it's the Summer League, they may not even have it on here. Okay, it looks like, or the Vegas Summer League, I mean. It looks like it might be Saturday versus the Boston Celtics. So I do think that is the first game of Vegas Summer League. So let's kick some Celtics ass. I'll see y'all in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe, of course, too. Obviously, grind to 10K subs, I guess. I don't know. I haven't thought what my catchphrase would be yet. But I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city trying to get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need that head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.